So this loser decided to make a U-turn on a turnpike in Florida and ended up taking the lives of 3 innocent people in the process.
Makes no sense. Wow.
I'm not going to show the rest of the video. If you guys want to look it up, you can. But on top of making that stupid decision, this man showed no remorse whatsoever. If you pay attention to his facial expression, it did not change not one bit when that minivan ran into the side of the truck. There's also a second part to that video where he has the same nonchalant look on his face as if he did not care that he just took these people's lives. The consequences that's about to come his way, he deserves it and then some. His reckless decision to try to make a U-turn on the turnpike just ended up costing 3 people their life. And as you can see, he wasn't the only one that was in the truck. The guy that's the passenger with him didn't even attempt to stop him from making that U-turn.
Wow.
That just leads me to believe this is something they've done multiple times before, which is probably why he felt so comfortable doing it.
Wow. A reckless U-turn at a stretch marked official use only. A minivan shattered, tire marks carved into the road like scars, and a driver whose face never changes. This is what cut through online, throughout the internet, went viral. No, not speculation, no type of spin. The image of a man whose blank stare matched the coldness of a system that put him behind the wheel. No scum. Let's move from the reaction clips because the details confirm the failure.
3 people are dead after a devastating crash on Florida's Turnpike. And now the truck driver responsible is facing serious charges after authorities say he made an illegal U-turn in an unauthorized location. But that's not all. He's also apparently in the country illegally. Our Jamilka Gibson joins us from Fort Pierce with the latest.
What a surprise.
According to reports and video circulating on social media, that driver was in the cabin with a passenger when that crash happened. Now, neither one of them were injured, but unfortunately, 3 people did lose their lives. Officials are calling that driver's actions reckless.
Traffic cameras capturing some of the chaos Tuesday. Cars at standstill, bumper-to-bumper backups, and even some drivers turning around. This just moments after a tragic crash on Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 171 in Fort Pierce. Florida Highway Patrol says 28-year-old Harjinder Singh was driving a semi-truck when he made an illegal U-turn, blocking all northbound lanes. Moments later, a minivan slammed into the trailer and was wedged underneath. 3 people inside the minivan were all killed. A 30-year-old man from Florida City, a 37-year-old woman from Pompano Beach, and a 54-year-old man from Miami.
It's senseless. There's no reason. He could have gone down to the next exit, got off, went over the overpass or underpass, whichever it is, got back on the road and went the opposite direction.
Authorities say the driver entered the U.S. illegally through the southern border in 2018 and later obtained a commercial license in California. Grant Maxey has been driving trucks for 30 years and says more needs to be done to prevent these kinds of trucking tragedies.
It's been a big problem in the last 5 to 8 years with it. It really is. There's a lot more people that are holding CDLs that cannot speak or read English, and it's causing major problems.
Singh has been arrested and is being charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide. The Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles releasing this statement, which reads in part, "He will no longer be able to damage and destroy the lives of Floridians and visitors."
Now, Singh is currently being held in a California jail, and an ICE detainer has been issued. Reporting in Fort Pierce, Jamilka Gibson.
Now, here are the facts. In 2018, he crossed the southern border illegally. Instead of being removed, he was released on bond, which means the bond kept him here. Later, California gave him a CDL, a commercial driver's license, the same credential that said you're trusted with 40 tons of steel. 40 tons of steel. You should have never had that privilege. And in Fort Pierce, Florida, every single safeguard failed at once. The Floridians paid the price. But this isn't just Florida's loss. is definitely a national failure. He's released on bond.
Another alleged deadly crime now highlighting President Trump's immigration crackdown. Watch this horrifying video. It's from Florida last week, and it shows a minivan slamming into a semi-truck. Look at that. It's gone. Driving that truck, an illegal immigrant accused of trying a reckless U-turn across 3 lanes on a highway. Who does that? That crash killed 3 people inside that minivan. A senior ICE source says U.S. Marshals arrested that illegal immigrant in California over the weekend. He will be extradited to Florida to face 3 counts of vehicular homicide. Here's Florida's Attorney General.
It's a horrific situation. California should not have provided this person the driver's license and a permit, not just for a car, but to drive large-scale trucks. To then drive into Florida, engage in this dangerous behavior and take the lives of 3 others is really a tragedy, but it shows how dangerous the open border policies under Obama and Biden have been that have continued to wreak havoc on communities across the country.
Our senior correspondent, Jonathan Siri, has more on this story. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Aisha. Authorities have identified the truck driver as 28-year-old Harjinder Singh. And they say he was an Indian national. He faces 3 counts of vehicular homicide stemming from that fatal crash on Florida's Turnpike. It happened on Tuesday. Florida authorities say the 28-year-old trucker was making an illegal U-turn, crossing the median using an area that was designated for official use only. You can see a minivan behind him slamming into the trailer, crushed underneath, fatally injuring 3 Florida residents who were riding inside. 2 died at the scene, a 3rd died at the hospital. State troopers issued an ICE detainer for the truck driver after learning he was an illegal migrant. Federal authorities say Singh, an Indian national, entered the U.S. illegally through the Mexico border in September of 2018. He was arrested 2 days later, but claimed he was afraid to go back to his home country. And so he was released on a $5,000 immigration bond. The White House's rapid response social media account reposted a video of the accident with a statement criticizing the state of California for granting Singh a commercial driver's license. The California governor's press office quickly responded that Singh entered the U.S. during President Trump's first term and before Gavin Newsom took office. But the Department of Homeland Security is pushing back, saying in a statement to Fox News, 3 innocent people were killed in Florida because Gavin Newsom's California DMV issued an illegal alien a commercial driver's license. This state of governance is asinine. Singh is currently being held in San Joaquin County, California. He's expected to be extradited to the state of Florida sometime later this week. And Florida officials say that he will have to serve any time for a vehicular homicide conviction in that state before he is deported from the country. Aisha?
Okay, Jonathan Siri, live for us. Jonathan, thank you.
Certainly.
Okay, well, I guess I misspoke and misread the details. So he was previously released on bond. He wasn't released on bond during here, but y'all see this title: illegal migrant trucker released on bond after deadly Florida crash. So y'all can see why I was sort of like, because it should have fit at the video. But here's what we do know. California issued the license. Florida buried the dead. And, you can see under the previous administration, the border failed. The bond failed. The licensing failed. And in the courtroom, after 3 lives lost, well, no, I assume that, but that's not the case. But I'll say this isn't justice. This is institutional negligence passed from one level of government to the next. Thank God that, Trump is doing his best to clean up this previous administration's residue. But 3 families paid with their lives. 3 lives ended because every safeguard failed. Illegal entries ignored. A bond was granted to this man previously. Now that I have understanding. A license issued, and now another tragedy on the road. Listen, man, y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.